Alex Sabetti proved last week that he is the defending champion for a reason after a dismal beginning to the championship. We heard from the man himself that he is in full teammate support mode to Francois Martel. However, the French-Canadian lost the lead to fellow French-speaking driver Romain Rateau. Lurking in the shadows as well is 2022A champion Josh Clogg. The driver from Maryland is familiar to the strategy of that, as he did that in his championship season. As we cross the halfway mark in the 27th season of the NASA Rallycross Challenge, but it means that we have plenty of action left to go. Will one of our championship competitors sneak away from the competition? We will find out together tonight. The Atlanta Grand Prix is next. Our venue for this evening is the virtual Atlanta Motor Speedway. Opened in 1960, North American Simulated Auto Racing started visiting this layout in 2018C. 0.97 miles in length with 8 turns, 5 to the right and 3 to the left. The lap starts with a quick right, left, right complex of turns 1 through 3. Easy into 1 so you don't overrun turn 2 and hit the curb. And turn 3 is tricky. Super slow in and stay driver's right to get a better run into turn 4. However, this is the decision point of the Joker versus the regular course. Be careful of traffic. The fishbowl, aka turn 5, is next. Precision and mostly confidence is key to hit your marks and skate around the corner. Very easy to lose time throughout this entire complex, and especially into the dirt sweeper of turn 6, which is really an extension of the fishbowl corner. Careful on exit of turn 6. You'll hit the Trench of Doom, as Steve Angie coined it on Discord a couple of hours ago. Not only will the Joker merge into that corner, but that trench is there as well. Some guy named Josh Mertz hit the fence on exit. It didn't end very well. One of the longest start runs in the championship is ahead of our drivers after that corner into the final double apex. Super easy to get overzealous and lock the brakes into these final corners. We've seen so many crashes on starts in that complex. The tabletop jump and a crest before start finish to end an incredible lap here in Atlanta. Our format for NASA Rallycross is as follows. 27 cars. Our biggest field of the season will be split into 4 heat races, 6 laps apiece. The top 2 will transfer. Winner gets 3 bonus points, and the runner-up gets 2. The rest of our competitors will be funneled into the last chance qualifiers. 5 lap races. Those winners will receive 1 bonus point. Only the winners will transfer out of those races. This sets the grid for the 10-lap feature race, where the points are awarded and the trophies are handed out. Unique to NASA Rallycross, 2 Jokers are taken during the feature. As the 27th season of the Overwatch specialty service, NASA Rallycross Challenge continues tonight on the Automotive Sports Network. With Bryan, Sawyer, the production truck, 4-time series champion, next to me in the commentary box, my name is Josh Mertz, as we welcome you to the Atlanta Grand Prix. Our series is brought to you by Overwatch Specialty Service. The only thing more unique than your problem is our solution. For more information, visit osscenter.com. Thank you so much to Rob Hartland for your support. Our coverage on ASN all season brought to you by NordVPN. If you're worried about hackers stealing your personal information or being tracked online, NordVPN is here to keep you safe. Their military-grade encryption and advanced security features keep your browsing activity and personal data completely private. With over 5,500 servers in 59 countries, you can enjoy fast and secure internet access from anywhere in the world, along with their no logging policy means your online activity is never tracked or recorded. Protect your online privacy and enjoy unrestricted access to your favorite content with NordVPN. Try it risk-free with their 30-day money-back guarantee, but I guarantee you that you won't, because you'll love it. Visit nordvpn.com/ASNTVUSA for up to 63% off a 2-year plan. Our cameras for this entire season are also provided by TrackCams22.com. And finally, our intro music was produced by our very own Alex Abetti. Phil, Romain snuck into the points lead, but we know Francois has been quick. Will the miss of last week halt his momentum?
I think he'll resume where he carried off, but it definitely spices things up a lot in the championship, because it's not just Romain Rateau back in it, Josh Clogg's back in it as well, and we know how consistent he can be over a season, Josh.
Sorry, I'm trying to get Bryan Sawyer to internally stream on Discord. I've been yelling at him for 5 minutes. Love you, buddy. You still haven't done it. That's why you might have had a bit of silence while the intro graphic was coming in. I was more focused on trying to get that fixed. As we go over our point standings coming into today's race, Romain Rateau has a 3-point lead over Francois Martel. So that huge buffer that he had, Francois did, gone. It's 104 versus 101. Josh Klug, like I mentioned, the opener, the 2022A champion, hiding in the shadows if anything goes wrong. And they've got a massive lead to Sabian Ragster in fourth. He's got 75 points. He's 29 back from Romain Rateau. And Magnus Okenhaug, 31 back. He sits in fifth. Robichaux, Angie, Abedi, Crosgrove, Cryer, the remaining order there. And in the Sportsman Cup, Cody Crosgrove has had a stranglehold on this championship all season long. He won once again last week. And he has also a decent-sized margin, 25 points for the Canadian over the man from Texas. The Constructors' Championship, it's an 8-point lead for TWR Subi Squad over Woven Planet Gold. Mika Esports sneaking into the picture as well. They've got 104. They've got a nice battle with Woven Planet Racing, but it's really Woven Planet Gold versus TWR Subi Squad to see if TWR can make it. I think it's going to be 3 in a row at the end of this season. Subaru, 33 points ahead of Ford, who is a further 22 ahead of Volkswagen. Something interesting, Phil. No one has won here more than once. We've ran here 6 times on this layout, and Connor Parisi in 2018C, Marwan Moftah in 19A, Matt Hartley, one of his 2 wins, that was in his championship season in 20A, Jake Robertson in 20B, Sindre Silva in 21A, and Kraus in 21C. What is so difficult about this track that no one has repeated?
Is this just the long layout, or does that include Atlanta Short? Because if it includes Atlanta Short, I know it makes it difficult.
We are running those 6 are just the Atlanta Long. I did not factor in Atlanta Short, if that's what you're asking.
All right, that's what I was asking. I mean, either way, just on both layouts of Atlanta, the start can always end up being so hectic here, because either way, you're blasting down into a tight 90-degree corner. This one's a bit more speed, so you have a bit more time to spread out and react, but there's a lot of chaos at turn 1 at a track like Atlanta, and there's not many good passing opportunities. Usually it's a high-risk, high-reward type scenario, so if you find yourself stuck behind someone and you try to make it work, sometimes it just ends in tears, and there's not much you can do to avoid it.
As we are edging closer to the end of qualifying, as we just hit the end of qualifying, Alex Abedi, half a tenth up on Josh Klug. So this first heat race will have Abedi, Okenhaug, Bodie Cryer, Cody Erdman, Chris Wetz, Cody Winecki, Matt Grove. And this first corner, like I mentioned in the opener, it's such a super long run to turn 1. And I've had 1 or 2 things happen to me on the start. Doesn't look like anyone's on track. Yes, there is. And they actually moved it, so I stand corrected. It's been a while since we've been here in Atlanta. And I remember they used to start us on the dirt. So it's still pretty long, but it's not as bad as it used to be.
Yeah, I missed that. I'm not sure if this will be a good or a bad thing, Josh. We'll just have to wait and see and find out.
Figure it out together.
Good luck, everyone.
As we get ready for heat number 1 here in Hampton, Georgia. 6 laps, Joker once, top 2 will transfer. And Alex Abedi just trying to take away points from Rateau. Green flag. Oh, start from Winecki. Was that a jump? In the 903, he gets by Magnus down to turn 1. Abedi holds the inside. Magnus gets touched by Cryer through turn 2. Cryer goes wide to block Winecki, so the run is over for the 903. Over the jump for the first time, Abedi with a healthy lead over Magnus already. Side by side, Winecki versus Wetz. Into true turn number 1. Wetz takes the spot. Single file through turn 3. You can take the Joker on the first lap. Alex does, so does Magnus. First car that doesn't is Cryer, so we'll notice and pay attention into the fishbowl for the first time. Pay attention to the Joker overlap here.
Yeah, I'd definitely say, Josh, just speaking of the Joker real quick, it's one of those tracks where you really do want to Joker early if you're caught in traffic, because if you Joker early and nobody in front of you really does, you're just merging yourself into clean traffic, as Cody Erdman's going to go for a move on Winecki here into the penultimate corner.
Inside, former champion contact with the 903. Little argy-bargy gets it done.
A little bit of tough love there. Winecki's going to cross him over, though.
Will he have the run? Cody's on the dirt. 4 wheels on the asphalt, better than 2 on the asphalt. Winecki takes the spot. Down to turn 1. Car length between them. Winecki overran turn 1, nearly hit that curb there in turn 2.
It's going to be interesting to see how Cody tries to get past him now, because he's already shown his hand. Never mind, Winecki's going to joker, and that's going to free up the track for Cody a little bit.
Winecki jokered, but Erdman didn't expect that. I think Cody was going to joker. Erdman was?
Something happened to Magnus, I think, Josh. He's behind Winecki, if I'm reading that right.
Winecki jokered. So,
yeah, so did Magnus.
Did Magnus
Magnus
joker?
was in second. Yeah, he jokered
Let me
on
roll
lap
it
1.
back while we pay attention to the live feed. I think Magnus got a slowdown on his joker exit. If I roll it back and see off monitor, I think he cut the sign, or he might have cut the first couple of corners. Either way, something happened, and Magnus out of a transfer spot. This changes a lot.
Yeah, that does change a lot, because if Winecki merged into that transfer spot, Cody Erdman could still be fighting for it. Obviously, they have a few cars ahead of him, but now they got clean track to do what they want.
And this certainly helps Alex. Betty is out and away from the rest of the field. 5.5 seconds already
in the wall.
Into the fence.
I think he's going to be behind Magnus. Yeah.
To the inside, takes the spot, but these guys battling.
Look how close Wetz and Kraus are. They haven't jokered yet.
No joker for the 71, unless it just hasn't updated yet. We'll see at the line here. Magnus holds the second spot. Wetz jokered. Kraus did not. So this is huge for Kraus.
Yeah, this is going to be huge for Kraus, because he's got a 5-second delta on Cody. So as long as he keeps it clean here, he joker. Yep.
He does what you say, stuck in traffic. Get out of the way.
He should have jokered there, because he had so much clean track behind him, and he had so much clean track. If he took the joker, that's pretty much a gimme. And he's only 2 seconds behind a Betty. He could still close that gap, maybe. There's 2 laps for him to do it.
0.3 was the difference on the last lap. 44.832 for a Betty, 45.1 for Kraus. One guy that has not jokered, former champion Erdman. In the 52, I do believe he has not jokered. So we'll have to pay attention to him. It won't be for a transfer unless something goes wrong, but still, like we mentioned.
It will be for pole position in one of those LCQs, Josh.
Absolutely, and it's so crucial here, especially with the wide-ish and long run down to the first corner.
Yeah, and I know we don't mention it a lot, but it still matters where you finish in your heat, because it fully decides where you're going to grid for your
Cody's
LCQ.
not going to joker yet.
Has he been talking to Chris Wetz recently? Did they
I don't know. Maybe they got confused
early, and Erdman's leaving it late.
Grove jokers. He comes out behind Wetz in the 71.
Yeah, but he'll have a run down this entire straight. I don't think he's going to get there, though.
I bet he takes the white flag in car number 1. Defending champion, winner last week. He runs it wide in turn 1. I bet he does. Over the curb. Kraus to the race lead.
Well, that was such an unforced error, Josh.
I was just thinking, don't make a mistake.
You have the habit of having that when you're in a comfortable lead. You're just driving by yourself.
Not to interrupt you, Wetz and Winecki, they're having an absolute ding-dong for the 4th spot. They are all over each other. But where is Erdman? Erdman jokers in the 52. He's not going to come out
behind. Third.
He was comfortably third. I almost had a thought that he would have been able, to beat a Betty, but no. Final corner. Bodie Kraus, pole position for the Atlanta Grand Prix, ahead of Alex Abetty, who transfers, but still not what he wants. Erdman, best of the rest in third.
Yes, I had that on my bingo card.
So Erdman, Okenhaug, Winecki, Wetz, and Grove, the remaining running order of that heat race. And that had a little bit of everything. There was a couple of argy-bargy. There was a mistake. There was some hectic racing. Sets the tone for the evening.
We had our argy-bargy. We had kind of a commentator's curse. Good racing, and then a surprise winner.
We do have confirmation of the slowdown with Magnus. And I do want to pay attention and thank everyone on the YouTube live chat that comments in. I do read everything. I might not reply, and that's on me. But thank you for joining us on ASN Live or ASN On Demand. It's been a little bit of a rocky pre-race show as we were trying to fix things internally, but we're here. We're ready for heat number 2. Clog, Rateau, Vimont, Angie, Rakowski, Gay, Ivanhoe, green flag. Red plate holder, Rateau does the Schumacher, cuts across to Clog. Clog gives him the spot into turn number 1. Angie on the outside of Clog. Clog rounding the corner, cuts the track. Kevin Vimont, newcomer for Mika Esport, to third in car number 10. Over the jump for the first time. Angie, Rakowski, Gay, the remaining running order. Benjamin Ho signed up, but he had a late call to work. He will be unable to participate in... Actually, never mind. I miss Benjamin Gay's here. Ivanhoe is not. It's been a long day. I woke up 2 hours ago. Jokering
Make cars joke from the
Rateau, Vimont, and Angie. Angie, huge run over the Volkswagen, exiting the Joker.
He was a few inches away from hitting that inside wall, Josh. I thought he was going to, because he had to do a little lift to keep it behind Vimont there.
So the Frenchmen lead us 1 and 2. And the New Yorker, Steve Angie, who's obsessed with flannel, sits in the 3rd spot. And Josh Klog, former champion, sits in 4th, first of the regular course brigade.
Listen, I'm not complaining about the flannel. It lets me see who he is, because I have a tendency of mixing up drivers.
That is true. I can't even get the cars right, and I've been running this show forever. Let's see if Klog will Joker immediately, or if he will just ride behind. You know who's hating this is Steve Angie.
If I'm Klog, I'm leaving this late, because why would you joke yourself right back into the Mika sandwich you exited in?
Rakowski Jokers in the 999. Angie ran it wide. Turn 6.
So the only reason I would joke right now if I were Klog, Josh, is if I start catching Jess Rakowski. Or Benjamin Gay jokers, because that's going to merge right in front of me, and then that dirty track isn't going to help me at all.
Romain Rateau, red plate holder in car number 23. Resets fastest lap, 45.086. His teammate Kevin Vimont in car number 10. And the Volkswagen holding pace with the Ford.
It's close between Rateau and Klog, though. Klog did a 45.041, sorry, so only 400s quicker. He's going to need a bit more than that if he wants to jump Rateau when he jokers.
But I think he is catching Rakowski and Angie, so we'll have to pay attention here. And like you mentioned as well, if Benjamin Gay jokers, you have to either force the issue if you're behind him or joker as soon as you can.
Yeah, he's still comfortable for a bit behind Rakowski. He's got a gap of about 4 seconds. I don't know what the closing speed is. I didn't check, but he should at least have 2 more laps of clean track. If Gay doesn't joker. If Gay jokers, he's got a joker immediately.
Cross flags for Rateau in car number 23. As we ride on board Josh Klog in the 199. Really messy through the first couple of corners. Will he joker? No, he won't. But that was a very messy turn 1 and 2. And around the fishbowl.
That's interesting. Because he was 3/10 quicker in Rateau that last lap. I think he just threw away those 3/10 he gained through the first sector there, Josh.
Just a kiss on the barrier through the fishbowl, but the former champion not jokering yet. Playing his cards till the very end.
4 seconds to Rakowski. So he's still got that comfort, but can you really trust Benjamin Gay to not joker till the last lap? Because I feel like I'd be wanting to joker here almost.
I absolutely. If I was in the 199 right now, I would joker this next time because you don't know when the 53 is, and if the 53 does, you'll be stuck behind him.
Rateau's not going fast. He only lost a few tenths to him. It's about a net neutral between these two, so he should merge like 2 or 3 tenths behind Rateau.
Klog doesn't joker.
Skip the joker again. Let's watch Benjamin Gay real quick, then see if he jokers, because he might be the traffic that Klog doesn't want.
Gay does not. Gay does not.
That is a blessing for Josh Klog.
Josh Klog's got a lucky horseshoe.
I have to watch the lap times here, Josh, as Romain's going to cross the line here in a few seconds.
He ran a 45.296. Let's take a look at the line this time. 45.248. Vimont 45.4. Angie 45.6. Rakowski 45.643. 45.1 for Klog. Rakowski and Angie ran the same exact lap time.
I don't think it's going to be enough, Josh. But if he has a perfect joker, just maybe it'll be close.
Klog enters.
Here he goes.
He doesn't have to worry about the lead. Huge run off the corner, and Klog takes the spot. Rateau into the trench, but he loses the race lead.
I didn't see that coming, Josh. Josh Klog proves me a fool.
Former champion Josh Klog off the final corner sneaks the win away. Second heat race that gets snuck away. He wins heat 2 ahead of points leader Romain Rateau. Best of the rest, Steve Angie. It looks like Kevin Vimont had an issue.
That must have all been in his joker rotation.
Angie, Rakowski, Vimont, and Benjamin Gay. I'll try and take a look off monitor to see what happened to the 10 car. Oh, he hit the trench, hooked the right rear, and crashed on the corner exit. Heat 3, Francois Martel, Cody Crosgrove, Wesley Wickens, Robbie Larill, Jake Robichaud, Olivier Rateau, Jim McKenzie. Great to see Robbie Larill back in that 213 from Louisiana. We've missed you, Robbie, and it's great to have you back here in the NASA Rallycross Challenge. And it's going to be interesting to see if Francois Martel will allow Romain to take that points lead. And Cody Crosgrove has held the blue plate pretty much all season, the man from Canada.
I'll tell you what Martel is loving. He's definitely loving how Josh Clogg took those points off of Rateau there. Well,
but that also doesn't help him because Clogg's right there in the championship.
This is true, but Rateau's closer right now. He's leading it.
Final car on grid, it was the 213 of Robbie Larill, getting ready for the green flag of heat number 3 in Hampton, Georgia. Green flag off the line. Terrible start for Wesley Wiggins mid-pack. Larill comes across into Robichaux, cleared into turn number 1. Wesley Wiggins not happy through the first couple of corners. Martel, Crosgrove, Rateau, Olivier Rateau that is in the 63, way out wide. Over the jump for the first time. Martel, Crosgrove, Larill, Rateau, Wiggins in the 51, Robichaux and McKenzie into the first corner for the first time. Running wide is the 63 of Olivier Rateau. Wesley Wiggins in the 51. Hopefully he has some good luck. Remember, he was involved in the accident in Charlotte last week in his first start for Sequential Sim Sport. Francois says, screw this, guys. Goodbye, as Jake Robichaux and Jim McKenzie joker as well, Phil.
Yeah, it's a smart choice from Francois Martel. Avoid the chaos by taking your joker early, thinking that Cody Crosgrove wasn't going to joker behind him, and he was right. Now he gets a bit of clean track, a bit of breathing room to just run his race, run his lap times, because he is the quickest of this group. He proved that by qualifying on pole for this heat. So we'll have to see if he can translate that into a heat win, because Cody Crosgrove's no slouch either.
I know we're supposed to be unbiased, right? But if there's one guy that deserves to win a race in this championship that has not, his name is Robbie Larill. Every single time he was up front in the Nitro Circus days, he would get crashed or crash himself. All good, Phil, in the fishbowl on lap number 2. Jake Robichaux holds second, hooks the trench, saves it, as Crosgrove catching up to Jim McKenzie in the 204.
I got real excited there for a second, Josh, because I saw Crosgrove angle into joker and he aborted it last second.
McKenzie has shown growth in the 204. Commentator's curse as I say that. He runs off the road. Hits the road.
Oh, no.
My bad.
That's a true commentator's curse.
It's a double whammy for Robbie. You said he thought he deserved to win a race.
He flew out of the
park. Right as you mentioned someone else, he went on a little field trip. He's going on the oval, Josh. He's going on the oval. He's trying the alt layout.
We haven't ran a dirt oval yet. Oh, I should just stop speaking.
Wiggins jokers and merges out in second, Josh.
Crosgrove jokers. Crosgrove is in second. He jokered.
Oh, I missed that.
Wiggins in third. 4th, Robichaux. 5th, Olivier Rateau. McKenzie. And Robbie Larill. Robbie Larill is the modern version of Chris Wetz. Can never get the job done in the 213.
I wonder how he's enjoying the oval. You think he enjoys it more than the Rallycross track?
He did it so well that he's back in the pit lane of the Rallycross track.
That was a quick lap.
Halfway home here in Hampton, Georgia for heat number 3. Francois Martel leads over Cody Crosgrove. 2 seconds is the gap. Wesley Wiggins in the 51. Jake Robichaux, Olivier Rateau, Jim McKenzie. We say this every week, but we thank everyone who has joined us, whether it was to race or to watch. Super big field tonight. 27 cars, our biggest field in quite some time. So Cody Crosgrove in the 18 sits in second.
I'm scared to mention this, Josh, concerning the commentator's curse you just had, but can we just take a second to acknowledge Cody Crosgrove's growth in the NASA Rallycross Series this past season and a bit? Because obviously the end of last season didn't go how he wanted with that injury, made him sit out a few races, and he came back like nothing happened. He actually came back better than he was when he left, I think. Like, we get some of Elliot Porterfield's bionics in him or something?
I would have to say that. I also want to say that I've seen, even before Rallycross, when I think Robbie has come back on track. So he's back on track. He's done with the oval now. I don't know what's happening here.
He's going to have to petition for a real long joker.
You're going to make me not speak. Crosgrove, and I say this with love, Crosgrove was terrible, but he has shown so much growth, so I have to agree with you.
Martel made a mistake last lap. It's down to a second between those two.
Martel takes the white flag. Jake Robichaux has crashed in the 69, smoke billowing from that Subaru, so I'm not sure what happened there.
There's a lot of damage on the back of Martel's car, but I think he'll hold it off.
I'll have to take a look off monitor, but we'll keep an eye on the main feed. Let's see what happened to Martel. I don't think anything really happened to him.
I I think he hit a curb wrong in the first sector.
Must have missed it. Off the sweeper, turn 6, down to 7 and 8. And the man who has led the points for most of the season, except for tonight, will round the final corner and get those crucial bonus points. In this championship, a three-man show, getting super tight. Actually,
he's slowing down over the line.
Crosgrove wins the heat race. What is happening?
Now I'm more confused, Josh. What happened? I didn't see him get a slowdown. Did you?
Crosgrove, Martel, Wickens best of the rest, Rateau, McKenzie, Robichaud, Robbie, Larill.
Is that a reverse commentator's curse? We talked about Cody and you just want to heat.
Should we just have the engine noises? Should we just give up?
Is that like the universe is net neutral? Because we've had so many curses, we got some blessings in there too.
A blessing? I don't think it's a blessing for Francois.
Well, yeah, but we weren't talking about Francois. We spent most of the time talking about Cody, and he won the heat. I guess you're right.
All right. Heat number 4. McKenna, Ragster, Justin Robichaud, Ament, Quinn, Morris, our grid as we get ready for heat number 4. Green flag. McKenna gets smoked off the line in the first phase. Here comes Robichaud in the Subaru, his teammate in the Volkswagen on the outside. 3 wide. Ament gets checked by McKenna into turn number 1. Rounding the first couple of corners. Savian Ragster, the Volkswagen, will lead us over the jump ahead of Justin Robichaud, McKenna, Quinn, Ament, and Morris. And now, Justin Robichaud has had not a great season at his standards, but we've seen him grow as a driver. Will this be the day that Robichaud has some good luck? Looks like he's going to joker immediately. Crosses McKenna and Quinn in the 005. So Woven Planet 1, 2, 3 right now. Followed by McKenna, Ament, and Matt Morris. So Justin Robichaud in the 93 locks it up. Does he save it? Left rear into the dirt. Slides it through the corner. Good save for the 93.
It's such an easy mistake to make too, Josh. Last time I raced here, I made that mistake on both of my jokers.
This Robichaud is currently 6th in points, 40 points down. He's been so close to making features, or something has happened, so hopefully we don't commentators curse this one in heat number 4.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared to mention his name because I don't want anything to happen to him.
Ragster like does not joker.
McKenna jokers from 3rd, going to be right behind Justin Robichaud.
McKenna's going to have a huge run off the corner. Looking driver's left. Will he send it to the outside? Closing.
He's going to be brave.
He gives him the corner. No, he doesn't.
He's going for the crossover.
Nearly gives him a nudge off of turn 8. I thought McKenna should have stuck the car down the outside. That's just me.
He tried to set up that crossover from the braking point, but I don't think he expected Justin to brake that early. And now he's just kind of behind him because he can't really pass through this first sector, Josh.
Such a tricky sector to get right. Maybe it gives you a slowdown if you're 4 off the curb. As I noticed McKenna had that. Into the fishbowl. Pay attention to Ragster. He has not jokered. Leaves the door open, does Robichaud, but it closes on corner exit. That's what's so deceiving about that double apex fishbowl, because you run up the hill because of the banking, and then you come down the hill. And I might have thought, Quinn crashes in the 005 from 3rd. The Woven Planet Volkswagen having issues. His teammate Ragster in the 91 behind him.
He might get in the way of Ragster. Because he's rolling now, but...
There's got to be right rear damage. He stays way off the road of his teammate.
Going back to that fishbowl, just real quick, going back to that fishbowl. It opens up that gap, and I've seen plenty of times people will just shove it in that gap and push you out of the way. I was kind of expecting that.
Robichaud gets a slowdown. McKenna the race lead.
I'm going to look back at that real quick, Josh, just to see what's causing these slowdowns, because I don't know.
I have to think it's turn 2 if you go...
Turn 1.
Turn 2 over the curb. Robichaud 2nd now. 3rd is Ament who jokers. Where did Justin Ament from Arizona come from? In car number 6. Coming to 2 laps to go. Ragster, Quinn, Morris.
It's all going to come down to Ragster's joker, I think.
And Ragster looks like 4.5 back from the race lead.
And he only needs to be within 9 to take the lead.
As one car around McKenna in turn 3, he saves it.
Well, that makes things easier.
Ament is over the rear wing of the 93. Into the fishbowl. Ament's going to send it. He does not send it. Keep an eye on Ragster. I know it's hard to keep an eye on two things at once, but keep an eye on Ragster. Keep an eye on the battle for the race lead. Maybe we can utilize that split screen that we've got here at ASN. Slow down for McKenna. Maybe. No, he just defends on Robichaux. He opens up the corner for Robichaux in the 93. Gives him the spot. Running off the track in the 11. Here comes Ament in the 6. Over the jump. White flag in heat number 4. And McKenna's all over the track. The winner from Barcelona last season. Now Robichaux's back into the race lead. We look in the bottom section of our race leaders, but we also pay attention to Ragster, Sabian Ragster from California. He sits in the 91 in 4th, but he has not jokered in that Volkswagen. McKenna to the inside of Ament, side by side through the fishbowl. Ragster takes the joker and takes the lead.
This battle for second isn't over yet, Josh. I don't think. Never mind. Justin Robichaux looks like he has a comfortable enough gap to run away.
Final corner. Sabian Ragster saved his joker till the last possible minute. Winning heat number 4. His teammate on the Subaru side of things, Robichaux, transfers. Best of the rest, Justin Ament. Best of the rest, Ament, McKenna, Morris, Brock, Quinn. We talk about development as well. Sabian Ragster, realistically, it's been great to see the development of all of our drivers because they've all gotten really fast. I'll be honest. Semi-final A.
For a race, Josh. Let's see how you stack up against them.
Maybe. I ran a couple laps in practice. We were feeling really good. Cody Erdman on pole.
You're excited about Crandon.
I love Crandon. Wesley Wickens in second, so the sequential SimSport cars on the front row. Oakenhaug, Olivier Rateau, Cody Wienecke, Jim McKenzie, Matt Grove, Jake Robichaux, Chris Wetz. Wetz is in last. Okay. I didn't expect him to be last.
Interesting.
9
Two
cars.
Teammates fighting over 1 transfer spot.
9 cars, 5 laps, 1 joker, 1 transfer. Hard hats.
And Magnus.
Into turn 1 in the semifinal. Green flag. Off the line. Wickens gets smoked by Oakenhaug. Oakenhaug tries to get to Erdman. Erdman closes the door. Down to turn number 1. Erdman runs it wide, leaves the door wide open in turn 2, and here comes Magnus on the bank. Side by side in contact between them. Third is Wienecke. Then it's Wickens. Wetz into 4th, 5th spot. Then Olivier Rateau, Jake Robichaux, Matt Grove, Jim McKenzie. Down to turn number 1 for the first time. It is Erdman leading Magnus, car length and a half back, missed the corner in turn 1. Who will joker on the first opportunity? Will Magnus. He nearly gets hit by Wienecke. Wienecke follows Magnus into the joker. Might be a slowdown as he cut the track. Wickens jokered as well. Wienecke gets a slowdown. I believe Wickens did as well. No, he didn't. It was only Wienecke, I think, in the 903. That was very touch and go. Magnus drifts through the final complex of corners. I promise I'll give you a minute to talk. Robichaux 4th, Erdman 5th, Wetz 6th, Olivier Rateau, Matt Grove, Jim McKenzie. At the end of the first lap, Magnus leads by a second over Wienecke.
Yeah, I gotta feel Cody Erdman's gonna respond to that joker. He has to joker this time because he's behind Jake Robichaux as well, because Jake Robichaux had a messy joker, so it'll be interesting to see the merge between these two. But I think Magnus might have him covered off.
I trust that Cody will take his experience. He does not!
Oh, he can't!
He does not joker and crashes into Robichaux.
There was nothing he could do there.
Grove jokers, Rateau jokers, Wickens and Wienecke battling, and I just don't understand the logic there with Cody.
He couldn't
I would have jokered immediately.
Jake Robichaux lost the rear when he was going to turn into the joker, Josh, and he had to commit to running the normal track.
Still would have sent it. Wienecke gets a slowdown for sure. Gets passed by Wickens in the 51.
Well. I think that's his race over, effectively.
For Magnus, 45-4. Olivier Rateau in the 63 and 4th. Grove, McKenzie, Robichaux, Wetz, and Erdman in 9th.
Now, I'm scared to say that Magnus is in a good spot, because the last time I said someone was in a good spot, they crashed. So, I'm just going to say he's in a spot.
We should just play hold music for the entire race. That'd be a better idea.
Wetz just jokered, and he took 3rd place.
Wickens uses the entire track on corner exit using the Josh Mertz track limits exploitation line, trademark, and utilizes all of it. So we're coming to 2 laps to go. Magnus leads, Wickens 2nd, Wetz in 3rd. Who's that? He didn't joker on the last lap. Wienecke, Rateau, and Grove nearly come together on the front straightaway. Robichaux, McKenzie, Erdman trying to get by McKenzie. McKenzie lets him through. Bryan was saying that Cody still has this. I don't know if he meant Erdman. I have to disagree if that's what you meant. He is a mile back.
He needs to be
Cody
within
blows
9
turn
seconds. That's a slowdown.
He's getting frustrated.
That is the 5th nail in Cody's coffin.
I know how Cody Erdman operates, as we were teammates and you were teammates with him. When he gets frustrated, it goes downhill. No disrespect to him, it's just the truth.
We're like
and Magnus leads.
When it goes downhill for me, I go kind of uphill. He goes kind of downhill.
Yeah, you get obnoxiously, ridiculously fast. It's hit or miss for me. It's hard to focus. White flag, speaking of focusing, for Magnus Okenhaug for the Norwegian, sitting in a transfer spot. He's ahead of Wesley Wickens. Wickens has had a great race, but I think it's just going to take...
the fastest lap.
Curbed it, was Wets in the 71. Everyone has taken their jokers except for Erdman, but Erdman sits in 8th spot.
Wickens is a bit too far back, even with that fastest lap, to do anything on this final lap. As long as Magnus survives, which has been hard for some people today, to be fair. As long as he survives these final 2 corners, he's got this.
Final couple of corners for Magnus Okenhaug. Remember, second on back in this race gives you 11th on back in the odd position. So Wesley Wickens looking like best of the rest, but still not a terrible race. It's better than being crashed in turn number 1. Magnus is our 9th seed for the Atlanta Grand Prix, winning the semifinal. Wickens 11th, Wets 13th. 15th Winecki, 17th Erdman, 19th Grove, 21st Olivier Rateau, 23rd Jake Robichaux, 25th Jim McKenzie.
Cody, don't go through there. What the heck was that all about?
Some drama after the race as we get ready for our second semifinal. Angie, Ament, Rakowski, McKenna, Vimont, Morris, Gay, Quinn. No Ivanhoe, remember. Robbie Larill, 10th. Technically 9th. That's going to be hard. He'll have to joker immediately and pray that no one else does.
That's a lot of praying, Josh.
I am very anxious to see what's going to happen. Mine's in the truck.
I'm going to
Don't
double
call
up
OSHA.
on my hard hats, actually.
That's terrible. Don't do that. Don't double up on your gloves. Don't double up on anything else. It's bad, okay? And don't listen to me. OSHA will be called on me. Semifinal B in Hampton, Georgia. Green flag. Did Ament jump, or was that a brilliant start? We'll have to wait and see. 3 wide mid-pack. It's Rakowski, Vimont, and Morris down to the first corner. Rakowski respectful. Vimont in the 10. Rakowski hits McKenna, gets turned, and Vimont gets turned as well. So the newcomer turned off the start. Ament leads after that blistering start that I don't know was a legitimate start or not. Angie second. McKenna, Morris, Gay, Larill, Quinn. So if you're Robbie Larill, who is already deep in traffic, will you joker immediately? Jokering is Ament.
Doesn't.
Larill does. Clears the track.
Yeah, that's smart for Robbie. He got lucky. It was only the leader who jokered, and that's a clear target for him to chase down.
Angie, McKenna, Morris, Gay, Quinn, Vimont, and Rakowski. 2 cars came together in turn 2 or turn 8 or whatever turn it is. At the end of the first lap, Ament leads over Robbie Larill. And now that's a huge gap. I don't know if that'll be able to be
You know why that gap happened, Josh? I was looking back at it. Robbie Larill hit the wall off the jump. It just unsettled his car a bit too much, and it threw him in the wall. I think he's got straight steering, but it cost him a fair few seconds.
I trust that Robbie Larill doesn't fall under pressure, right? But I also want to think that maybe it's your first race back. Jokering is McKenna in the 11. Ament in the trench. Here comes McKenna off the corner. Nowhere close.
Robbie needs these two to battle if he wants a chance at it.
But this is his first race back.
Make a few mistakes, and he's doing it right now.
About a year for Larill, and it was at this track, the short layout, that he caused a huge crash and got banned for a race, and then stopped showing up. So we'll have to see. Ament sets fastest lap.
If he gets there.
That's a huge gap still to make up, and you've got 3 laps to go.
Yeah, 4 seconds and 3 laps. He needs these 2 to tango.
Well, we might see a tango. Leaving the door opens. Ament rounding the corner.
That was so free, and he's going to gain time through this entire sweeper. Here comes Angie on the joker.
Angie jokers nearly into McKenna, into the fence in the 7.
I thought he was going to time that just in time to cross under McKenna, but If he did time it right, he would have been in the lead.
2 laps to go for Justin Ament, ahead of McKenna, ahead of Angie. Here comes
Robbie's
Loril.
catching him very fast, but he's got to get through 3 cars in 2
45,
laps.
45.8, 45.6, Ament, McKenna, 38, that was Angie, he didn't count. 45.2, he was faster by half a second. You might be right, but I don't know.
He needs McKenna to send it on Ament.
McKenna to the inside
McKenna's
again.
in a Sendy type of mood today, I feel.
Exiting the fishbowl.
Under him?
Ament gets compromised. Into the fence goes McKenna. Into the trench by association.
Robbie needed, but Robbie is up to 30. Made short work of Steve Angie.
Final couple of corners before the white flag. And Justin Ament. I still don't know if that was a legitimate start, but if it was, that was incredible in the 6.
We are gonna find out.
McKenna second, third, Loril. Bryan Sawyer says all his starts are like that, so let's just call it like that. So Ament, who I don't think has had the best of luck this season. If I look at points, he is 11th in driver's points. So he needs a good run.
The fishbowl. That's McKenna's last shot.
He does it again. McKenna's going to have a
sweeper as well.
He'll have a good run off the corner, but the slipstream's not as prevalent as you would think.
Ament has to run wide in the final corner if Carson wants a chance.
3 to 4 car lengths. Commentator's course leaves the door open. McKenna's going to send it. Can't get it done. Ament over the bar.
Ament messed it up over the jump.
They contact over the jump at the end of the semifinal. It's going to be Ament at the line over McKenna. And third is Loril. NASA Rallycross never disappoints. Robbie Loril seeds in 12th. Or sorry, McKenna 12th. Loril 14th. 16th Angie. 18th Morris. 20th Quinn. 22nd Vimont. 24th Rakowski. 26th Benjamin Gay. It's been crazy for the first heat races in the semifinals here in Hampton, Georgia. We've got a couple minutes until the feature. We'll be back shortly.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to nordvpn.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Side nearly 3 wide of Ament and Palacio. Front bumper of a Betty down to turn 2. Clog takes the lead. Real still hasn't jokered inside. Clog on McKenna. Contact between them. We welcome you back to the Overwatch Specialty Service NASA Rallycross Challenge here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway in Hampton, Georgia. Bryan Sawyer in the production truck alongside me, Philip Kraus. My name is Josh Mertz. Our graphics a little broken. It's Monday. It's okay. Round 232 of the championship overall. This is round 6 of the 27th season. If you like what you see, we're going to be back at it again at Daytona Beach in a week's time, 9 p.m. Eastern time here on the Automotive Sports Network. And Phil, there's going to be a 7th different winner, as obviously none of the drivers that have won here before are in this field, and Cody Cosgrove by default wins again in the Sportsman Championship. So give me a quick prediction.
Cody's forming a habit of winning these sportsman races. I feel like eventually he's going to win one of the main races, to be honest. I don't know if it'll be today, but I think he's starting on pole, if I remember right. So, oh no, it's Buddy Cryer starting on pole. My apologies. I have no clue. I have no clue.
Cosgrove grids third.
I'm going to bet on the sportsman driver.
As our coverage... Our series brought to you by Overwatch Specialty Service. The only thing more unique than your problem is our solution. For more information, visit osscenter.com. Thank you so much to Rob Hartland for your continued support of the NASA Rallycross Challenge. Our coverage on the Automotive Sports Network all season is brought to you by NordVPN. Visit nordvpn.com/ASNTVUSA for up to 63% off a 2-year plan. Our cameras for the entire season are provided by TrackCams22.com, and our intro music was produced by our very own Alex Abetti. Whew. We are on board with him. So we don't have a graphic, Alex. Thank you for everything that you've done for us. Certainly appreciate it.
One more thing we haven't mentioned yet. From that last LCQ race, Josh, Justin Ament did get a penalty for jumping the start, which means Carson McKenna makes the feature, Josh.
Yes. And that's really a shame, because he drove a good race, but I knew as soon as that clutch was released, that the handbrake was released, that goodbye, that's a penalty. But
yeah, imagine if they had crashed, Josh, because that would have brought Robbie through from last on the grid for that LCQ, and that would have been a story. But obviously that sucks for Justin Ament, but you can't only get the race right, you also have to get the start right. It's one of the biggest things in Rallycross, and unfortunately got it wrong by a few nanoseconds there.
It's a shame for Justin Ament, as I noticed on Discord. He takes an hour of PTO every race week to get here on time. That's how dedicated that some of our drivers are. So thank you, Justin. Thank you to our entire field. Thank you to our viewers here on the Automotive Sports Network. Going on 11 years in July, and I know Old Man Tangent, yet again, he's doing it again. Never would have thought 11 years ago if you told me that we were still doing this with as many cars as we are. Our grid for the Atlanta Grand Prix: Bodie Cryer on pole position. It's a Woven Planet 1-2. Josh Clogg, Cody Cosgrove, Savian Ragster, Alex Abetti, Romain Rateau points leader. Keep an eye on that. Francois Martel. Bryan took my graphic away. Justin Robichaux. Good night to me. I can't speak. Words are hard. Magnus Okenhaug, Carson McKenna.
Okay,
Alex looks good.
Words are really hard.
Alex looks good, but he's in 5th. Francois deep in the field. Romain deep in the field.
I'm keeping my money on the sportsman driver. I have a feeling, which isn't a good feeling when I'm a commentator, because I probably just cursed him. I'm sorry.
So we get ready for round 6 in Hampton, Georgia. Green flag off the line. Francois, huge, great start, whatever word you want to use, into the inside of Cosgrove. Nearly contact between them. He sends the 18 into the corner. Magnus hits a Betty. Cosgrove gets turned. Ragster returned with Robichaux, giving me a lot to review tomorrow. McKenna gets turned. It's a Woven Planet 1-2, Cryer and Clogg. Clogg nearly into the wall. Here comes Francois on the 12 on the inside. Car length between them down to turn 1. Can't make it happen. Magnus sits in 5th behind Cosgrove. Ragster holding up a Betty. Ragster hits the curb in turn 1. Comes across into Ragster, and Romain gets hit. In the 23, jokering is Cryer, Francois. Cosgrove gets his slowdown. Magnus to 3rd. Romain deep in traffic, Phil.
Well,
McKenna battling with Clogg.
There's a lot of things I could say about that start, Josh, but I'm going to leave it at one thing. Magnus went bowling.
Again. At the end of the first lap, Cryer leads ahead of Martel. Magnus sits in 3rd. Cosgrove, Clogg, McKenna, Abetti, Rateau, Justin Robichaux, Savian Ragster. And we talked about that turn 1.
No idea where anyone is.
Such a tricky turn 1. I don't even know what's happening either. Jokering is Francois and Magnus and Cosgrove. So we'll have to take a look at our timing ticker. I think those strategies are done for those two, as Cryer was leading in the 0-5.
Top 3 strategies should all be done. I think Cryer's is done as well in 4th, so did Clog take his first Joker? I don't actually know. I'll have to wait for that to
Cryer did not. He was leading in the 0-5, so he got passed by Francois, Oakenhaug, Cosgrove, so Cryer, Clog battling McKenna in the 11. Fastest lap for Cryer, 45.3.
The thing I'm interested to see right here is the
Cryer
championship
Jokers
battle between
in the
Martel.
0-5, comes out in front of Magnus, swoops past Martel.
They're still going to be side by side though, Josh. I don't think he's going to be able to clear him into the corner. I lied. Look at me go.
Martel to the inside, rips the handbrake, hugs the berm. So close! Nearly contact between them.
He left him enough room, but I don't think he expected Cryer to cut off his exit that much.
Half a car length between them before the braking zone. Let's call it a car length through the first sector. Strategies are done, and Martel has to recover points from last week. Romain down the order. He has not jokered. Correct me, Bryan, off monitor. Is that the delta to the leader is 8.5? Betty has crashed in the 1. It is delta to the car in front that Bryan says. Betty crashed in turn 6, hooked on the ditch into the fence. So our defending champion out of the race. Martel trying so hard, Phil, to take this lead.
I've got a question for you, Jim Kosh, watching this battle. How hard would you try if this was you? As I say that, he's going to rip it into turn 1. This is going to end in tears, Josh.
I would absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race. Takes the lead in the 12. What a move. You shouldn't ask me that question. You remember what would happen.
Oh, yeah, but I just wanted to hear you say it yourself.
Oh, I guess you're right. Magnus sits in 3rd, Cosgrove 4th, Romain Rateau in 5th. He has not taken his jokers yet. I think he's going to pull a Wets and joker at the end of the race. That's what I would do here, because it's such a big lap. I know I just kind of made myself to be a hypocrite, but I would for sure joker. If I'm not stuck in traffic on the first lap, joker at the end, because it reminds me of the Proving Grounds track in Colorado. Such a huge delta, Phil. You just want to get it out of the way.
It's very dependent. You have to be watching your delta at almost all times here, because if someone's within 9 seconds of you and they take the joker, all of a sudden you're caught in traffic again. Even if you thought you had a clean track before, all of a sudden that's gone. But speaking of traffic, I think our leaders are about to catch lap traffic.
45 flat for Magnus. He was a second faster than Cryer. He was half a second up. Ragster gets the blue flag, stays out of the way of our race leaders in the 91. Not very frequent that you have lap traffic, but we have one car off the lead lap and one car in the pit lane, and that car is crabbing in the 91. So we just took cross flags that last time around.
Looks like Carson McKenna took a joker in the 11, merged next to Clog, or it's the other way around. I'm not actually sure.
Rateau took his first joker, but he's still miles behind Cosgrove in the 18.
Yeah, his battle, he will be ahead of Cosgrove, but I don't know how close he'll get to Oakenhaug and Cryer.
I don't think he will get close at all. That turn 1 schmozzle really hindered the 23. As I say that, he resets
faster than him by half a second a lap.
Will Rateau joker in the 23? No, he's going to save it. This is going to be a ding-dong for second between Cryer and Oakenhaug. Oakenhaug off the corner to the inside of the 05 is the 26. Can't make it happen. Cryer rips the handbrake, leaves the door open. On the berm is the 26. Cryer powers on the outside. Remember, Cryer, one of the fastest guys in the stadium super trucks. So he knows how to use that momentum, Phil.
He's one of the people definitely looking forward to Crandon. As Francois Martel resets fastest lap with a commanding time.
As we take 3 laps to go here in Hampton, Georgia. Francois leads, Cryer second, Magnus third.
It's another half-second gained by Romain Rateau on second and third. I think he might be able to get them. It's going to be close, Josh. It's all going to depend on how he merges out of the joke, because we saw what happened to Steve Angie in that LCQ. It might happen again.
If I was him, you don't want to just... Clog passes McKenna, slingshot through the joker exit. I would just send it if I was Romain. I mean, you're the points leader. You have to make something happen because you're already losing the points lead to Francois as we take 2 laps to go.
And he's not going to be able to save it for the last lap, I don't think, because he's coming up on Cody Crosgrove and I believe a lapped car. I'm not sure.
He's
sorry, that is Clog and McKenna. My
McKenna.
apologies. I did not see Josh Clog take that Joker. I'm just blind. I need to put my glasses on.
Magnus battling Cryer for the second spot on the podium. Where is Rateau? He will Joker. He will not come out battling with Magnus. He's going to come out fourth. But these guys battling hard for the second spot on the outside is Magnus. Will he pinch him to the curb? Gives him plenty of room. Cryer runs it wide.
Magnus is going to cross him over.
Ooh, over the jump. Magnus can't get it done. White flag. White flag for Francois.
We know Magnus. He went bowling in turn 1. He might go for a real aggressive move here as Cryer sliding through the first corner. And here comes Romain Rateau. He's popped into frame.
If anything happens to these two, or if Romain has the speed and just sends it, it gives him a nudge. Contact between them in the fishbowl. Here comes Romain. Entering is Clog in the 199.
Hello, Josh Clog. Where did you come from?
Romain to the inside of Magnus. This is going to be a battle for the podium. Magnus gets a slowdown. Rateau goes to third. Final corner. Francois Martel will be tied for 12th all-time on the wins list with Tanner Smith, Jacob Rufos, and Josh Clog as he wins in Hampton, Georgia, ahead of Josh Clog. And Romain Rateau gets third at the line, ahead of Bodie Cryer. Martel, Clog, Rateau, your podium, and that was the drive of a man that wants to be a champion. Rateau to third from the back. Cryer, fourth. Magnus, fifth. Winning in Sportsman is Crosgrove in sixth yet again. McKenna, Robichaux, Ragster, and Abetty, the remaining running order. That gives Cody Crosgrove his 9th Sportsman win. He is 5th all-time by himself. He breaks the tie with Caleb Paul for 5th on that chart. Wow. As Phil has vanished, he had to run some other commitments. So I'll bring in a couple of guys that I'd like to have a chat with. Let's see. Going to bring in Cody Crosgrove. Just a quick couple of questions for you, my friend. It is yet another Sportsman win. You have been really good this season. Really uncontested in that championship. Talk me through your race.
Yeah, I had a pretty good race in my heat, and I felt pretty good. I like this track. I practiced a bit and felt pretty good, so I had a good heat race and brought it to the feature, but feature wasn't the greatest start of my career.
There was a lot of stuff going down in a turn 1, so I don't fault you there. I guess talk me through your heat race, because I think that you passed Francois because he had a slowdown. So I mean, what was going on in your head when you noticed that?
I thought he blew his motor off the jump, but I didn't see any smoke, so I thought he had a slowdown. So I just kept going, and I got the win. So those extra points help.
As you do get the 3 bonus points that'll carry into the Sportsman Cup. And when you entered this race, you had a 25-point lead over Wets. You'll at least have, I'd say, like a 33-point lead. And that's if Wets finished second in Sportsman. I don't have those results in front of me. So do you have any partners you'd like to thank for what a dominating performance so far this season you've had and another win?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Dirt Esport, Matt Kinsbury for helping me out always. And you guys putting on a good show as always. Broadcast has been awesome. So, yeah, but that's about it.
All righty, my friend. Good run this evening. We'll see you next week in Daytona.
See you guys.
Salut.
So you missed last week, and you say, screw it, I'm just going to blitz everyone and win the race. Talk me through your race, Francois Martel.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back. But, yeah, honestly, we had a talk, the team. We thought about rebranding ourselves to the real Nitro Circus because it was a real clown show in our team. We did some silly mistakes. I was devastated at the qualification. I missed a few corners. Then in the heat, I got the alarm saying that I had not enough fuel again. I think that's the third season in a row. I'm gonna say that I just do that to spice up the race, not to embarrass myself. And then for the race, everything went perfect. I'm not quite sure what happened at the start, but I'm happy. I think. I hope I didn't kill anybody. I know that I heard like metal crinkling and everything. So yeah, I'm super excited. It was super fun. But I'm gonna try and be smarter next time.
It makes me really sad that you missed Charlotte because you have been on the podium every single race. And what's impressive is you're doing this with 26 cars. I guess talk me through the level of focus that you need to be this good in this car.
I think I changed my approach a bit. I try not to be as fast as possible in every corner, but I try to be as smooth. So that's what changed on my front. The field is incredible this season. I'm glad Robbie Lariel is back. He's super fast. But every time I go into qualifying, I know that I need to bring my best, and nothing else will do. And when you see Alex having rhythm that fast in qualifying, yeah, you need everything.
I'll put it to you this way. I don't expect you to know Tanner Smith, one of the OGs of the series. He's been gone for, it's been 2016, but you're tied with him, Jacob Rafos, and Josh Klog on the wins list. So is there any thoughts that, wow, I'm tied with two super fast guys? We know how Rafos in the World Championship is. Klog's a former champion here. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I've worked really hard. Honestly, I love rally. I love Rallycross. And it's the secret. You put in the hours, and I'm really happy that it pays off because being at the top of anything is super fun. And yeah, you mentioned Klog, Champion, and Jacob. I'm really honored to be in the same spot as them.
Alrighty, my friend. You have any partners or anyone you'd like to thank for yet another victory this season?
A big shout out to Alex. Thank you for taking maximum points last round. Thank you for cheering me up. And then Team Watson Racing. We have my setups available on the website, teamwatsonracing.com. So it might be a little edge if you want it. And thanks to you guys, as always, because this is the best race, without a doubt, the best league in iRacing, without a doubt.
I appreciate that, sir. Good win this evening, and we will see you next week in Daytona. Unofficially, you have the red plate yet again. Good run.
That feels nice. I didn't like at all removing the red plate. So
we'll see you next week.
Bye.
This is the point in the show where I would ask final thoughts from Philip Kraus, but he's busy driving a car somewhere, somehow. Bryan, I know you're not on mic, but if you have any final thoughts, I can repeat them. But I would say this season, always good. Interesting that turn one, it waited until the feature to be kind of calamity. But in true NASA fashion, it is. I think we unofficially, or have unofficial points if we want to pop those up. I know we've been working on those throughout each show, and I remembered to bring them up. So here we are, by 5 points unofficially, as full transparency's sake for everyone who's watching. There's going to be some stuff I have to look at, but Big Boy Josh has to be up at 5:30 a.m. tomorrow, so I'll have to look at the accidents tomorrow. So there could be potentially position drops. I don't suspect there will be. Either way, Francois Martel, 5-point lead over Romain Rateau. A 1-point advantage from Rateau to Klog, and then Ragster and Okenhaug tied for 4th in the championship. Justin Robichaux, Crosgrove, Abedi, Cryer, Angie, the rest of the top 10. And in the Sportsman Cup, quick math, that is 33. I was right with my mental math. Crosgrove over Wetz. Brian Sawyer gives me a like he doubted that I'd be good at that. Thank you, sir. Brock Quinn sits in 3rd. Gets past Jess Rakowski in the 999. She had a rough night this evening. Winecki, Morris, Jake Robichaux, Grove, Rateau, and Benjamin Gay. That's about it. here in Hampton, Georgia. Remember that our series is brought to you by Overwatch Specialty Service. The only thing more unique than your problem is our solution. For more information, visit osscenter.com. Thank you, Rob Hartland, for all of your support, as always. Our coverage all season brought to you by NordVPN. Visit nordvpn.com/ASNTVUSA for up to 63% off our 2-year plan. And our cameras for this entire season provided by TrackCams22.com, with our intro music produced by Alex Abedi. Just a quick heads up before we leave. If you go to asntvUSA.com, it's going to be broken for the next couple of days, but I am going to transition it to a Discord link, which will give you a NASA Discord link. If you'd like to join us, anyone of any skill levels, welcome. Invite your friends, family, you, your dog. I don't care who it is. Even your cat. I like cats. Anyways, this was the Overwatch Specialty Service NASA Rallycross Challenge. From all of us at the Automotive Sports Network, from Philip Kraus, Bryan Sawyer, my name is Josh Mertz. We hope you enjoyed today's coverage of NASA Rallycross tonight from Atlanta. Congratulations to Francois Martel yet again for a victory. Be sure to join us next week in Daytona Beach. But until then, so long, everyone.